Hello YouTubers. Thought I'd just take a movie, get a little something out there so you don't think I ran away. There's my train bell chair. We just sit here on the back porch from time to time. And that's the view. It is yucky out. No way I'm going near the sawmill right now. Nowhere. Not going to the wood splitter right now. The problem I've had the last few days besides the rain is my butt stuck to the computer chair because I just don't feel like getting out and doing nothing. That spot on the back of my head that everybody thinks is a bald spot is basically a solar panel, and without any sun out I don't get much energy to do nothing outside, so that's what we're in. But in watching the YouTubes, there's something I noticed, and this is going to be backwards, that I've been watching wood boilers, because everybody knows that I built a wood boiler. You can see it back there, it's running right now. You can see the stack up. But what I did is put a light on. Here's what the light looks like. It's a LED light in an old, I don't know, something that used to go over top of ducks when we had baby ducks to keep them warm. And I just ran the extension cord along here. I didn't exactly put it in permanent. One of these days I'll put something in a little bit more permanent, but I'm not too much of a finisher, so this might just be the way it is. I take it up and it comes down here, goes across the ground down here. That light lights up the whole, I guess you can't see it now. I'm trying to go slow so you don't get too, you can see the light there hanging down. It lights up the whole back of my house when that comes on. So I guess I should have gone back up there to take two. I don't know. I'm not a taker two. Anyhow, it lights up the whole back of the house. That being the family room, which nobody particularly goes into anymore. That being in front of that window's in front of the computer. Then these two windows are basement. And that window up there is the kitchen. So it lights it all up. So what that light does is that tells me my boiler needs wood. And it was a real easy add-on. I got the idea from my neighbor. He got a boiler that he liked my boiler, so he bought a boiler. Mine's homemade, his isn't. And his talks to him on the computer, which is good and bad. It calls him anytime he needs wood and stuff like that. I said, man, I need to put something like that on mine. You know, you're coming out and you're checking the boiler, and you're coming out and checking the boiler, and you're coming out and checking the boiler. Oh, and I'm not saying that in the daytime that isn't too hard to do for me being retired, but you know, I'd get up in the morning and I go, man, I wonder if the boiler needs wood, or if I can wait an hour and eat breakfast. There's a wood box, one of the old ones that I don't really use anymore. Like I said, wood boxes are an evolution thing where they change from time to time. The reason is I can't get it by that cement slab that the boiler's on, and then I have to take 2 extra steps, which that means a lot. So here's where the door is. We'll look at the boiler right now. That's what it looks like. We fired it last night at 11 o'clock. It's I don't know what time it is, probably about 11 o'clock, so it's on a 12-hour run. It's burning pretty lean. You can see everything in there is pretty nice and white, so it's not doing too bad. The back holes across the back are where it comes through. That's 4 inches of refractory, and the air comes in through those holes in the back and feeds it. Oh, lock that thing back up. But what I'm showing you is this thing here. I hope maybe that's too much light. I think that's too much light. Let me go unplug that light and see what we can do. I'm kind of a mess. Never put any switches in, just use plugs. You can still kind of see what's going on here. Here's the switch. It's just a Honeywell. This one here, you can get these, they either make or break on going high or low. See, it'll make or break, and then if you go up to that one, it'll break or make. I don't know, either on rise or fall. And what I did was put what they call a well into this. This used to have a temperature gauge like all these other ones. I got temperature gauge in and out on every leg, but I found that it's so close to this gauge, which they threw that one away from a school, and I glommed onto that, and I'd put that on there. So I decided to take that temperature gauge out. I put the negative in, or put the boiler in a negative situation so I could pull the thermostat out and put the take the thermometer well out and put a regular well in to accommodate this. And what that does is I have it set so when my water temperature goes down to about 170, that means I'm out of wood, and that turns that light on up there, so I don't have to come out and check the boiler all the time. That thing has saved me so much time and so much aggravation, and it's just real nice to get up in the morning and look out, either the light's on or it's off. If it's off, then I know how much time I got. Now, what I did have to do was take a little bit of time to figure out just exactly what temperature setting it gave me the right bed of coals to fire it off right away, so I wouldn't have to put kindling in there and stuff like that, because once this thing is fired, it never shuts off. I don't ever try to have to restart it. Right now, I guess the stack temperature is running, I can't see what that is, about 150, so it's probably on. I'm running on low fire. My fan's off, so I'm not running induction or forced draft or whatever. It's an induction fan, I guess, if it's before the burner. But anyhow, this is something Honeywell makes these switches. Now, if you have a system and you don't want to open it up, they have this kind here that just hangs onto a pipe, and then this I guess capillary bulb or bulb with a capillary tube goes in and turns it on and off. This is what's the style that's in there now. This is the little adapter that goes on the back there to hook that on if you wanted to break a system. If you had a separate well or a separate feed for your boiler in the back that you're not using, you could tap that, put an adapter in, and this is what the well looks like, and then that tube goes in there to sense. You just need something that'll sensor the water and tell you when it's down 10 degrees below maybe your set point, but you might have to play with that a little bit. It took me 2 weeks to get it to where I was happy with the temperature that's set at. Here's a pile of stuff when they just controls and thermostats, and there's a whole thing there, or different kind of wells that, you know, in my glomming onto stuff with glom onto stuff. There's another, I think that's another breach temperature, stack temperature. Okay, it's 20 to 12, so that boiler's had about a 12-hour run on those from stacking it last night. But that thing will take a big pile of wood. I mean, it's not a little firebox. This thing's 5 feet long. The door's, I think, 4 feet by 18 inches opening. Anyhow, that's basically what I show you. That, you know, if I get rambling on about this, about that, and that's just how it is. But that thing, if you have an outdoor wood boiler, you might want to consider putting something like that on, whether it's just a bolt onto the copper pipe or some kind of sensor on there, so when it starts getting low, the light comes on. Because I know you've gone out to your boiler from time to time and go, oh man, I should have stoked this thing an hour ago. If you had a red light that, you can't hear that noise, the system just turned off. So now that stack temperature should start coming down. Always listening to stuff. Yeah, it's coming down. You can hardly see it. It's moving so slow, but it's coming down. System shut off. Anyhow, what this movie is about is, you probably would be interested in putting that on there. It saves a lot of headaches where you don't know where the boiler is, and you don't feel like going out and particularly checking it. Now, I still go out and check it from time to time, because in the daytime I like to fire it with just little pieces of light scrap wood. And like the light might not be on yet, I'm going to go out to the store or something, be gone for a couple hours. I'll come down and check it and still put it in. It's not going to eliminate that all the way, but it sure does slow it down a bit. I don't know where my maid's been lately. This thing's kind of dirty. Anyhow, that's about it. It's something you might want to think about, putting a light on so you don't have to come out and check that. It's real easy. I think the switch is about maybe $50, or that's Honeywell controller's about $50, and the LED light, I know I don't have, well, I didn't have anything in it because it was just all junk laying around, but max money would be maybe $100. And the other thing, it's something that you put on so you know how it works, and you don't even need to put it into the controls. On mine, I just plugged it into an outlet over there. I just plugged it in, and you might want to think about it. It just made my life a lot easier, because it tells me that I do need wood, tells me I don't need wood. And if you're inside and it's 10 degrees or 20 degrees or 50 degrees or raining or snow, and you don't want to go out and take a look at it, you think about it. Not telling you got to have it, not telling it's the last answer to anything. Neighbor calls him on the phone. It's funny, we'll walk back up there. There's all my spare wood, so if it gets snow or something where I can't come in there, I can just walk over there and put that in. Ah, lordy. Anyway, that's about it for today. Just want to put something out there in this nasty weather. It's misting out here, so no sawmills for a while. Over and out.